everybody, I wanted to show you a new knife that I picked up. It's from Almar Knives, and first of all, Almar was a US born knife maker. He was a special forces officer who served in Vietnam. After leaving the army, he earned his master's degree in industrial design and went on to found Almar Knives in 1979. Now, unfortunately, Almar passed away in 1992, but the company continues on, led by the company president Gary Fadden, and the knife that I have to show you today is the Mar Sere 2000, which is basically Almar's flagship tactical design. So here it is. This Sere 2000 has the Digi Cam G10, and this is the regular version. They do have a mini Sere, which has a smaller blade. This is a 3.6 inch blade, plain edge with a satin finish, and the mini version has about a 3-inch blade. This knife is made in Seki City, Japan, and features VG10 blade steel. Now, VG10 isn't exactly known to be one of the high-end super steels, but I have, some Spydercos and various knives that have VG10, and it's always performed pretty well for me. Seems to hold an edge pretty well, and no issues with corrosion. So all in all, I like VG10. There's nothing wrong with it. Now, the Sere stands for survival, evasion, resistance, and escape. And basically, Almar designed this knife for the Special Forces U.S. Army Sere School in Camp McCall, North Carolina, and it was basically the first knife that was accepted for use in this training. Later, the Sere became the first factory-made production knife to sell for over $100 US, which is a pretty interesting little fact. Right now, this knife goes for about $200, so it's still a fairly pricey, higher-end production knife. Now, it is a liner lock, has full stainless liners. They're not milled out. It is flow-through construction. You can see the pillars there. Has a thick liner, dual thumb studs, and you can see this sort of dagger-like design with this false double edge at the top. This swedge part right here is not sharpened. You can see there that it's a little thicker, but I imagine that you could pretty easily sharpen that up if you were so inclined. It does have relatively thick blade stock at about 4 millimeters. I've always sort of had my eye on the Sere 2000. It always kind of appealed to me. It has just a really nice looking design. I like this handle shape where it kind of flares out here to give you a thumb ramp and a little choil, sort of like a nice little hilt. And it really fits the hand nicely. Now, the Sere 2000 is a fairly thick knife, so for carrying and in the hand, it gives you a lot to hold on to, but it is thick and it is relatively heavy. This knife weighs approximately 6 ounces, so it's not light. It has a deep carry pocket clip which can be reversed for left or right hand carry. You can kind of see the texture on the G10. It's pretty nice. It's similar to like a paramilitary 2. And the Digicam G10 is kind of interesting because it sort of looks like it's natural G10 with just the topmost layer having the pattern, which I think's pretty nice looking. There's a lanyard hole right there. Overall, the fit and finish is very nice for this knife. And Almar is sort of known for producing production knives which have really good quality and nice fit and finish. Now the action on the Sere 2000 is very smooth. And you can easily flick it out with very little effort. It just kind of just flies right open very nicely. So a close look at the logo. So I have a couple other knives to compare it to. First of all, just talking about thickness, here's a paramilitary 2, and you can sort of tell how much thicker overall the Sere 2000 on the bottom is compared to a paramilitary 2. I think you can see that. It's quite a bit thicker. The blade stock is the same though on these two knives. Here, just compared to an Umnumzon, it has a little bit thicker blade stock than the Chris Reeve Umnumzon. And here is my Microtech SOCOM Elite, which has a massive blade stock, which is about 5 mils, compared to the 4mm on the Sere 2000. Let me just open these knives up. And give you a good look at these together here. The SOCOM Elite is quite a bit longer than all of these other knives, but the Sere 2000 compares very similarly to the paramilitary 2. Now, one thing that I mentioned in my SOCOM Elite first impressions is that it has a similar shape to the Sere 2000 with this same kind of flared hilt right here. So you can see kind of a little bit of a similarity in the handle design, although the SOCOM has a taper, whereas this has another little hilt on the back end, or the butt end. So overall, I've carried this knife quite a bit since I got it a couple of weeks ago, and it works really well as an EDC utility blade, although it is a little bit heavy, but it's not too bad. The deep carry pocket clip works really nicely. It's very discreet, and it's just a really high quality knife. Again, the action, is just really kind of cool. very smooth. So I hope that you enjoyed this look at the Sere 2000. It's a very interesting knife, a very classic design, and really this is just kind of one of those knives that you should at least experience once in your collection. It really kind of is the standard for this type of tactical folding knife. It's a classic blade, so I'm really enjoying having it right now, and it's definitely worth the price. So I'm not sure that this Digi Cam style is how available it is. It seems like on the Almar website they're not really showing it anymore, and I don't know what that means, if it's not being produced or what, but you should be able to find one. And if not, there's also an olive drab version and a black version. So check it out, and I will see you on the next video.